Welcome to the fourth part of our free stock market webinar. So let's go to the topic, how to maximize your hard-earned income in relation to investing in the stock market. So paano mo nga ba mapapa-maximize pa yung hard-earned income mo? And the answer to that question is very simple. Allow me to discuss and elaborate my answers later. Ano ba yung mga goals mo sa buhay, if I may ask you? When I talk to clients, their usual answers are related to their families. They wanted to provide more for their families. Napakaganda ng goal na yan. It likewise resembles to my goal as well. Kasi sino ba naman ang maghahangad ng pangsarili? But we always think of our family first before ourselves. Ganun naman talaga ang Pilipino. We think of our family first more than others. So I guess yung goal mo is related sa family at kung paano mo sila matutulungan. And that's a presumption that I guess all of you will agree to me. Na yun talaga yung goal niyo. So let me tell you na yung goal nyo na yan relating to your family always have barriers. At ito yung mga barriers na yan. Untimely death. Meron ding accidents. Meron ding hospitalization because from time to time we tend to incur accidents that causes hospitalization. Meron ding natural calamities like Typhoon Ondoy and the like, mga lindol, man-made disaster, mga coal mines natin and mining na causes death to people. Likewise, critical illnesses. And lahat naman tayo merong istorya sa bawat pamilya na may kapamilya na nagkaroon ng critical illness. Critical illness like cancer, stroke, whatnot. My father is one of the persons na naka-experience ng critical illness. Finally, one of the barriers to your goals ay retiring without money. You tend to provide all what your family needs and later on forget na mag-alat ng something para sa sarili mo, para sa retirement mo. These are the barriers to your goals when left unchecked, you might end up suffering by the time you retire or by the time that you needed the money the most. Ang role ko as financial advisor is to build a wall, itong red wall sa iyong goals to your family. Allow me, by offering my services, to address these problems while attaining the goal of retiring with money. Ayun yung aking function as financial advisor. The solution that I can share to you is to invest at least 10 to 20% of your monthly income para sa investments and your protection for your family. Sakripisyo naman na yung mga luxuries sa buhay, mga wants, isakripisyo mo na for the sake of your family. Let me tell you, kapag na-hospital ang isang kapamilya, the first thing that the person will do is to seek help from you, na kapamilya. At kapag nangyari niya, since wala ka ring naitabi, or kung meron man, mahuhugot mo, at kung naubos yon, lalapit ka ngayon sa relatives and friends. Let me tell you that there's another way of doing things. If diagnosed with a critical illness, a check will be given to you to tend to your critical illness. Hindi mo na kailangan magpakahirap na kausapin yung kapamilya mo na hindi mo naman kinakausap dati, but for the sake that you need money to tend to your needs, eh kakausapin mo na sila. This is your tool to protect yourself as well. With excess money, you can treat yourself, you can cure yourself. Sakripisyo mo lang yung 10 to 20% of your income. Consider it as paying yourself first. Sa book ni Robert Kiyosaki, The Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, separate at least 10 to 20% of your income, you pay it to yourself. Isegregate mo na yung 10%. The remaining 90%, dyan mo kunin yung panggastusin mo sa bahay, kuryente, ilaw, tubig, transpo, education ng anak mo. But please, yung 10 to 20%, you pay it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Okay? Para yan sa future mo, para sa future ng pamilya mo. By the time that you needed money, you have that 20% that will address the needs that your family needs. Kasi nga, if without life insurance, by the time that you are in heaven, yung maiiwan mong pamilya will have to pay for. Whereas yung maiiwan mong pamilya will have to pay for the house, pay for the food, to pay for the tuition fees. In short, they will have to continue living despite you taken out of the picture. Life continues for them. At kapag nawala yung income na pinoprovide mo sa pamilya, titigil ang mundo para sa kanila. And they will also have to pay for the obligations you left to them. Kapag utang ang iniwan mo sa kanila din, imbis na yung ipapamana mong bahay sa kanila, it will have to be sold just to pay off your debt na iiwan mo para sa kanila. Don't let that be your legacy sa mga anak mo. Allow them to maintain the lifestyle that you provide for them by having that insurance to answer for that. Just in case you are taken out of the picture. Ibig lang sabihin niyan, your life is very valuable as a family provider for your family. Without you, the family will suffer. And these are the cost of dying nowadays. Coffin around up 210,000. Memorial services by the millions. Funny thing about dying is that I know of people who bought St. Peter's first before buying life insurance. Ganito po kasi yan, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to buying memorial plan sa St. Peter, why not buy insurance first? Because insurance can cure you. Insurance can tend to the cost of hospitalization of your critical illness. Whereas ang cost of buying St. Peter, you will only need that when you unfortunately taken out of the picture. Pagalingin po muna kayo ng insurance before bumili ng St. Peter. Anyway, ang life insurance, it's not that costly. You can buy as low as 500 and as high as billions of pesos. You just have to ask a financial advisor. So, tumating na tayo sa point na, okay, gusto mong kumuha ng life insurance, but your question would now be, how much will be my life insurance? To answer that question, under the personal finance rule, under the rules, the rule of thumb is at least 10% of your income should be your life insurance coverage. 10 times of your annual income should be your life insurance coverage. Why? To allow your successors, your beneficiaries, to live for at least 10 years na wala ka sa picture, na ma-maintain yung lifestyle na ina-enjoy nila while you are there providing for that income. It's up to you kung i-apply mo itong formula na nandito sa ating screen. But the rule of thumb, kahit 10 years lang, it's enough. At the time that you are in heaven, your children will have to go to preschool, elementary, high school, college. Ang total estimate niyan, lahat ng yan is 1,860,000. Without you as family provider, I think the remedy is to go to government schools ang mga bata. O kaya naman, yung tendency, your wife or your husband will remarry. Then we'll have the fund to fund the children's education. I say you take the alternative that you buy a life insurance, and in case you are taken out of the picture, life insurance will shoulder the cost of education of your children. That's a more viable option than the other two I mentioned. Another barrier is accidents. Accidents really happen, and it can really claim lives. Based dito sa crashes as of 2019, in 2019, human factor ang major cause ng road crashes sa Pilipinas. Imagine, naglalakad ka lang sa daan and accidentally hit by a car. God forbid, sana hindi natin ma-experience yan. But it's the reality. 8,809 experienced that already last 2019. So you need a coverage for that, just in case. Another barrier to the goal is the cost of illnesses. As you can see, by the millions ang cost ng curing. In our family, dalawa ang unfortunately nagkaroon ng critical illness. My father who died from stroke, and my auntie Sen died due to cancer sa kanyang lympho. I forgot the name of the cancer, but it's cancer. She was diagnosed December of 2017 and then died May of 2018. So she spent hundreds of thousands of pesos, and yet namatay si tita. Yun yung kasamaang palad, and before she died, she used yung lahat ng pinaghirapan niya just to tend for her critical illness. I don't wish that will happen to your family or any of our family, because napaka-unfair ng buhay. Yung pinagtrabahuan mo for the longest time. My tita was an OFW. All her life, she was 60 when she died. All her life, she was working as an OFW, and by the time she retired, ayun ang nangyari. She got critical illness and died all of a sudden. Ang bilis ng pagkamatay niya. December and then May of 2018. That's a span of 5 months. So you should consider getting life insurance with critical illness protection. Philippines is one of the countries that is currently madaming dumadaan na bagyo, di ba? Observe nyo, around 20 per year, and it is a perennial problem, and it causes lives as well. It claims lives. So And then we are also preparing for the big one. Kasi ang last na lingdol is way back nung 1990 na super lakas. That's the time na ipinanganak ako. And then we are expecting a big one sa Metro Manila. In this lifetime, we will experience that, and we should all be prepared for that. Another barrier is hospitalization. Would you agree that the most expensive bed in the world is not found in hotels but in hospitals? I agree. So, so if you don't want that your salaries will be spent for hospitalization, for the cost of your hospitalization, then you better prepare. There are insurances that caters to hospitalization. So, makakabawas yan ng gastusin. And here are the costs of hospitalization. Good thing meron na tayong tinatawag na malasakit card, yung program ni Bongo. However, hindi lahat naman nakaka-access nun. Only the poorest of the poor. Kailangan mo ng barangay certification that you are indeed poor para ma-qualify ka sa program. When you have that malasakit card, your fee sa hospital will be free. Libre na. However, hindi lahat. So, you will still have to have expenses when you go to hospital. May bawas ang PhilHealth, but it will not cover all. The last barrier to your goal is old age. Based sa libro na nabasa ko by Franco Modigliani, merong phases ang buhay, and there are 4 phases of life. Phase 1, phase 2, 3, and 4. Check out this phase 2. Around the start of 20s, magkakaroon ka na ng income represented by the black line. And then meron ka ring expenses, which is the red line. Habang umaakyat ka sa ladder until age 60, paakyat ang iyong salary. Whereas yung expenditure, aakyat siya sa 40s but will have to decline by the time you are 60s. Kindly check that your income by the time you are 60 will now stop. Ang maging source of income mo na lang dyan is pension. If you have one. But if none, pamilya ang asahan mo dyan na magsasalba sa'yo. However, your income stops but your expenses continues kasi you will still have to buy medicine, food. Continuous ang spending mo dyan. So, definitely there's a gap. This is something that you and we should prepare upon. So that comes in yung saving at investing na sinasabi. Dapat yung habang malakas ka pa, you are able to save at least 20% of your income so that it will be used to cater to your expenses by the time you are 60 and until the time you will depart to heaven. So, based dun sa study niya, only 6 to 10% reaches financial security goals. Kaya ang mere definition lang ng financial security goals is income is higher than the expenses. So, only 6 to 10% reaches that. I can attest to everything that I've said kasi ang pamilya ko ang isang example niyan. We are a big family. Here is my father. He was a regional director. He's earning well nung buhay siya. By the way, this photo was taken 6 days prior to the death of my father. Unexpected death of my father. Third year high school, second year college ako niyan. Ito yung ikatlo namin na sinusundan ko. College na rin. Si kuya, college that time. Si ate, professional na siya, medical technologies. And si bunso, high school. 6 6 days after this photo was taken, my father died of stroke. So, imagine niyo yung pinagdahanan naming hirap. My father do not have any life insurance. Gumapang kami sa hirap just to finish our studies. Good. The good thing is, we are now all professionals. Lahat sila medical field while I am a CPA lawyer. I finance for myself for my law and my master's degree. Pero si mama lahat ang nagsumalo nung namatay si papa. Thank God at hindi ko rin na-experience maging student, yung sa librarian, yung nag-working student. So, hindi ko na-experience yun, but we really had a hard time coping up. Yung minis ni Papa Nas na yung na-provide niyang income back when he was alive, talagang nawala siya. Naghirap kaming lahat. Yan ang ayaw kong ma-experience mo. That's why I'm here talking about life insurance and whatnot. The best platform to address all these barriers to your risk ay life insurance. To discuss, to synthesize all of this, let's continue to the part 5 of this presentation. I hope you come back para ma-synthesize ko yung presentation. We'll be comparing all the investment platforms sa Philippines. Stock market, BUL insurance, mutual funds, time deposit, Pag-ibig MP2, whatnot. I will synthesize in one presentation and you need to hear this out. You will know that VUL Life Insurance is the best investment platform available in the Philippines. So see you